formulas which we'll be using them in short sums. So write down the heading, formulas for short sums. Here we are going to use covariance x comma y, which is also will be written as COV x comma y, also as x of y. This is covariance, and then we'll be using over here standard deviation. Standard deviation. Now, for x, standard deviation of x is equal to sigma x minus x bar the whole square upon n the whole under root. Standard deviation of y is sigma y minus y bar the whole square upon n the whole under root. Covariance x comma y or SXY. Various formulas are there for this. Sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon n, or sigma xy minus n x bar y bar upon n. Now, using this, we have to find R, which is correlation coefficient. याद रखना ये formula very simple. Covariance x comma y upon standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y, or R is equal to SXY, standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Using this formula, we will be able to find the value of R. And actually, this is the base formula based on which we derived this x minus x bar, y minus y bar upon under root. याद आया formula? Okay, the first, second, and the third formula, what we did, are derived from this base formula. But we are going to do short sums of this. Now, exercise 2.2. Question number 12. Page number 85. Question 12. Find the correlation coefficient from the following info of rainfall in centimeter and yield tons per hectare for last 10 years of a district. Let's first write what is given. N is equal to N covariance x comma y is equal to 30. Standard deviation of x is equal to 5. Variance of y. Now what is variance? Standard deviation ka square s square y is equal to 144. Therefore, standard deviation of y is equal to under root, so 12. Variance is equal to s square. Now what do we have to find? Correlation coefficient R. Therefore, R is equal to covariance x comma y, standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Question number 30. is interesting. From the following information is obtained regarding the height x and weight y from a sample of 10 students of a school. X bar is equal to 160, y bar is equal to 55, sigma xy is 90,000. Standard deviation of x is 25, standard deviation of y is 10. Find the correlation coefficient between height and weight from it. Now, first let's write what is given. Okay. X bar is equal to 160, y bar is equal to 55, sigma xy is equal to 90,000. Standard deviation of x is equal to 25 and standard deviation of y is equal to 10. अच्छा जो एब्सेंट भी थे प्रीवियस लेक्चर्स में तो भी उससे कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं है तो ध्यान देना ओके फिर जो इनका जो मिस आउट हो गया मैं करा दूंगा एक्स्ट्रा नाउ इसमें हमें फाइंड करना है r तो पहले में क्या फाइंड करना पड़ेगा कोवेरिएंस फाइंड करना पड़ेगा स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन ऑफ x और स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन ऑफ y तो दिया ही है यहाँ पे एक और इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है 10 स्टूडेंट्स सो n is equal to 10 सो फॉर्मूलाज जो अभी लिखे उसमें जाके देखो और मुझे बताओ कोवेरिएंस का कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे सिग्मा xy माइनस n इंटू x बार इंटू y बार अपॉन n पता चला सबको so let's find out 90,000 माइनस ब्रैकेट में लिखना 10 into 160 into 55 upon n is 10. $88,000. That's right. 88,000 upon 10. 2,000 upon 10, which is equal to 200. We'll get covalence. Now you can do the sum. So correlation coefficient R is equal to covariance x comma y upon standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y is equal to 200 upon 25 into 10 200 upon 250 0.8 therefore correlation is equal to 0.8 answer. Question number 15, page number 85, exercise 2.2. Now, what is given in question number 15? Average is given. So, average यानी mean. So, x bar is equal to 60 and y bar is equal to 95. Now, ध्यान देना please. The sum of square of deviation from their respective mean. So what is this? Sum of total of यानी sigma deviation किससे deviation है सारे observation का from their mean और sum of square of deviation of all the observations from the mean. Sentence समझ में आया? Is equal to 920 sigma y minus y bar is equal to 1050. The sum of product of deviations taken from their mean. Yes, it is sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar is equal to minus 545. So which formula of R will use over here? R is equal to sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon under root sigma x minus x bar the whole square under root sigma y minus y bar the whole square. Can you solve it now?
Yes.
So 920 1050 negative. What's the answer? 5. 5. Therefore, correlation coefficient R is equal to minus 0.55 answer. Please लिखना ऐसा सब to get full marks in exam. Is this done? Now once again I revise the formulas what we have done. The first formula we did was this one. Now why we go for this formula is जहाँ पे भी mean हमें पता है in correlation x values of x are given, value of y are given, we find out x bar and we find out y bar, isn't it? Now if we get this not as a fraction, if they are not fractions, we go for this formula, this method. Then we went for the second method where the values of x and y are generally small. Okay, in this n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y upon under root n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square under root n sigma y square minus sigma y the whole square. Write it out in this. ये तो बहुत ही सिंपल था, इसका स्क्वायर दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई. Now when we see x and y and they are large observations, okay, at that time what we do is we go for the third formula where we convert x into u and we convert y into v. कैसे convert करते हैं? बहुत ही सिंपल है. Okay, यहाँ पे जो x की वैल्यूज है x माइनस हम ऐसा नंबर लेंगे जो मीन से नजदीक है. Because say for example mean is in fraction 24.66, तो हम क्या लेंगे? Assume mean 25. Is this clear? अगर mean exactly 24 है तो 24 ही ले लेंगे. So we'll take some assume mean. जैसे brother d is equal to x minus a upon c. याद आया तुम्हें? वैसा similarly x minus a upon c of x. अब ये c of x क्या है? जब individual numbers है, raw data है, तो यहाँ पे class length तो नहीं है. Individual numbers में class length नहीं हो सकता है, तो we have a common divisible number. Say numbers are like this: 45, 35, 30, 25. Fine. Okay. But यहाँ पे आ गया 28, तो divisible कुछ भी है नहीं, तो upon 1. Is this clear? तो हमने x को convert किया into u और y को convert किया into v. Is this clear? Now, in that case, your big values will become smaller values. Big values over here, we scale and they will become smaller values. And then the formula is very simple. X will become u and y will become v. So n sigma uv minus sigma u to sigma v upon under root n sigma u square minus sigma u the whole square n sigma v square minus sigma v the whole square. All of you got these three formulas? Now, question number 14. का first sum में कौन सा formula use करेंगे? We'll use the first formula. Any doubt in this? Okay, let's use it and finish it off. 14 का 1. X minus x bar whole square is 72. Sigma y minus y bar the whole square is equal to 32. It is all this 45 under root of 72 into under root of 32. Therefore, correlation coefficient is equal to 0.94. Strongly correlated. Try the second one. Second one में कौन सा फॉर्मूला आएगा? x1. Again over here you write first what is given, please. Don't directly start with the sum. Otherwise you may make mistake. You're sure about the formula? ब्रैकेट में लिखना प्लीज. Yes. 96. Page number 114, section F, question number 10. Because you can see this is section F. Such sums come for 5 marks. So, दिमाग लगा के question पढ़ के apply your mind and do it. Because अगर ये जितना simple दिखता उतना simple होता तो ये 5 mark का नहीं होता. So apply your mind and do it. You may write what is given. Okay, I'll help you with that. X bar is equal to 58. Y bar is equal to 14. Sigma x minus 65 square is equal to 850. Sigma y minus 13 the whole square is equal to 32. Sigma x minus 65 y minus 13 is equal to 0. Over here, see the problem is the moment you say mean over here, this is not the mean. So you cannot use the formula x minus x bar into y minus y bar because sigma x minus 65 is not equal to sigma x minus 58, isn't it? Yes. All of you understood this? अगर ऐसा होता तो लाइफ बहुत सिंपल हो जाता, पर ऐसा है नहीं. तो फिर ये क्या है? Now, if this is not 58, it means can I say this is some assumed number? Yes. So over here, my dear students, this is sigma u square. This is sigma v square. And this is sigma u into v, which is equal to 0. You understood this? All of you? Now, but the problem is, in this sum, sigma u into v is 0. So you have sigma uv, you have sigma u square, you have sigma v square. What you don't have? So sigma u and sigma v. So we need to find out. Okay, how we will find that out? Sigma u is equal to, can I say sigma x minus 65? Can I say this? ध्यान देना, this is a bit tricky. Okay, नया है इसमें, ध्यान देना. Sigma u, ये u है ना, x minus 65 is equal to u. So sigma u is equal to sigma x minus 65 is equal to, we open the bracket, sigma x minus sigma 65. Now, what does this mean? See, ये सब x की values है. ये सब x minus 65 यहाँ पे आता है, sigma x minus 65. which is sigma u. All of you understood this? फिर से एक बार see ये x के सब वैल्यूज है, x माइनस हम एज्यूम मीन, तो हम सबको माइनस करते फिर उसका टोटल करते, वो सिग्मा u या सिग्मा x माइनस 65 है ना। ये जो x है ये सिग्मा x है ना, सिग्मा x। तुम्हें पता है सिग्मा x का फॉर्मूला क्या है? x bar is equal to sigma x upon n. So what is sigma x is equal to x bar into n? याद आ गया सबको? So over here, keeping this in mind, I will take this is equal to x bar into n. All of you understood this now? Minus, can I say ये जितने number of observations है उतनी बार 65 minus हुआ. So what is n over here is n given? N is equal to 10. So can I say this is n into 65? All of you understood this now? Dipshit, you are saying yes or no? Okay, फिर से एक बार, हाँ exactly, मैं थोड़ा confuse हो गया. Now फिर से एक बार उसके नाम पे बाकी सब भी ध्यान दे दो, जिनको नहीं पता चला. ये x के values है, x minus 65 है, तो हमने क्या किया? ये sigma x, all of you understood this? Minus ये 65, यहाँ पे 10 observation है तो 10 times 65 minus हुआ. अगर यहाँ पे 8 observation है तो 8 times 65 minus हुआ. So यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया? n into 65. Now can I say n common? What is n? 10. x bar क्या है? दिया ही है 58 minus 65 is equal to minus 70. Understood this? Okay, so can I say therefore sigma u is equal to minus 70? पता चल गया? अब हमें क्या मिल गया? Sigma u मिल गया. Now you only help me. How do we find out sigma v, which is sigma y minus 13. Okay, y minus 13 is equal to sigma y minus sigma 13. Got it? Which is equal to y bar into n or n into y bar. Is this clear? Minus, can I say n into 13 is equal to n common. Y bar is 14 minus 13 is equal to 10. Therefore, sigma v is equal to 10. Now you got sigma u, sigma v square and sigma u square. And you got sigma u v. What formula is to be used? uv. uv, all of you understood this. Extremely important, has come in past board exams also. Okay, don't ignore this. I'm sure this sum or similar sum will come in your first term exam. 100%. 100% it will come. So perfect कर लेना. You write this also, so that you don't forget this, and then you write the formula. Page number 104. चलो इनफ. Page number 104 पे आ जाओ फटाफट. Mark illustration 30. Mark illustration 30 and illustration 31, very important for your exam, for your board exam and for your first term exam. I'll read illustration 30 for you. A project is conducted by group of students of an MBA institute to know the relation between the results of final year of school and final year of graduation for the students. The following information is obtained from a sample of 10 students. Regarding the percentage of marks in 12, X, and the percentage of marks in the final year of graduation, Y. Now, N is equal to 10, X minus 65 is equal to minus 2. X, sigma Y minus 60 is equal to plus 2. Sigma X minus 65 whole square is minus 176. Sigma Y minus 60 the whole square is equal to 140. Sigma X minus 65 Y minus 60 is equal to 141. Find the correlation coefficient between the percentage of marks in standard 12 and the final year of graduation. Now, the important point over here is mean is not given. Can you see this? Okay. Now, सबसे पहले जो given है ना वो लिखो. ऑटोमेटिक आंसर्स मत देखना. ऑटोमेटिक तुम्हारे माइंड में तुम्हें पता चलेगा ये सब कैसे करना. You write what is given. Illustration 30, important for exam. Page 104. N is equal to 10. Sigma X minus 65 is equal to minus 2. Sigma Y minus 60 is equal to plus 2. Sigma X minus 65 the whole square is equal to 176. Sigma Y minus 60 the whole square is equal to 140. Sigma X minus 65 Y minus 60 is equal to 141. Now as usual इतना सिंपल सब होता तो 5 मार्क्स के लिए आता ही नहीं. तो ये अपना माइंड क्लियर रखना. नाउ इसमें देखो कि ये 60 और 65 क्या ये मीन है? नहीं. क्यों नहीं है? बिकॉज मीन का रूल है सिग्मा x minus x bar is always equal to 0. Since over here sigma y minus 60 and sigma x minus 65 they are not equal to 0. Therefore 60 and 65 are assumed mean or assumed numbers. Got it? So now the sum is open. Very simple. This is sigma u which is equal to minus 2. Sigma v is equal to 2. Sigma u square is equal to 176. Sigma v square is equal to 140 and sigma uv is equal to 141. Everything given? Yes. No need to solve anything further in this. Directly write the formula and solve the sum. N sigma u square minus sigma u का whole square. Sagar Sir. हो गया तो करूँगा चालू. आ गया सबका आंसर? Yes. Okay. Last sum for the day, illustration 31, mark it important for exam. Next sum again extremely important, illustration 31 for the exam. Again expected 5 marks and expected in your first term similar sum. Now 10 children to study the relation between age of teenage children and daily requirement of protein Y grams. The following info is obtained from a sample of 10 children taken by Health Department of State. So n is equal to 10. Sigma x is 140. Sigma y is 150. Sigma x minus 10 square 180. Sigma y minus 50 the whole square is equal to 215. Sigma x minus 10 y minus 15 is equal to 60. Now x bar is equal to sigma x upon n, which is equal to 14, and y bar is equal to sigma y upon n, which is equal to 15. Now as you know, again over here, y bar is matching, but x bar is not matching, isn't it? यहाँ पे one of them is matching, other is not. So not to worry, even if this is matching, we will take this is equal to sigma u square, this will be sigma v square. Understood this? So we have sigma u square, we have sigma v square. You may write over here, u is equal to x minus 10 and v is equal to y minus 15. Okay? Now, sigma uv is also known. We have to find out sigma u, which is equal to sigma x minus 10, sigma x minus n into 10. ये पता चला सबको? फिर से एक बार, see ये x है और x minus 10 है, तो यहाँ पे कितने ऑब्जर्वेशन है? 10 ऑब्जर्वेशन है, तो 10 times minus 10 होगा, so minus n into 10. X bar the sigma x we already know, sigma x is already given, so 140 minus n is 10, 10 tens are 100, which is equal to 40, so sigma u is equal to 40. Now over here, sigma v is equal to sigma y minus n into 15, which is equal to sigma y is 150 minus 150, which is equal to 0. Therefore, sigma v is equal to 0. Since we know that this 15 is also y bar, we obviously know the result. Sigma v is also equal to 0. Directly we can put. Now we have to do it. Any doubt in this? All of you understood this? Go home and practice this once again. R is equal to n sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v. N is 10 into sigma uv is 60 minus sigma u into sigma v 40, 0 will become 0. Sigma u square, bracket में लिखना please. Sigma u square is 180, sigma u 40 square. 0.9. See, the answer comes is, ध्यान दो please, 0.914999 ऐसा आ रहा है. तो अब बहुत सिंपल है, जब तुम राउंड ऑफ करोगे तो it will become 0.914 will become 5 and that's why it will be 0.92. Understood this? पता चल गया ना सबको? ओके, तो 0.914 नहीं है, 4 के बाद 9 है, तो it becomes 5 and because it is 5 हम राउंड ऑफ कर देते. पता चल गया सबको?